Hello guys and welcome to a very special NGB sneak peek or video preview. We're looking at Street Fighter Cross Tekken. I'm your host Asim. I've got our experts with me. Got Aaron, how's it going?
How's it going, mate?
Not too bad, not too bad. We've got Mr. Adrian Person. Mr. Person, how's it going?
It's going very well, thank you.
Good man, good man. We're looking at Street Fighter Cross Tekken, looking at a bit of versus, and we're picking a few characters that people asked to see. So I think one of you guys is going as Yuri first up. Is that right? Am I right saying that, Adrian? I think you're going with Yuri, or is it Aaron?
It was me. And is that the first video? I can't remember. We played quite a few games.
We played quite a few games, yeah, we did.
All of them as scrubby as each other, but it was fun.
Oh boy, yeah.
So I think, in this first one, I know that I went for Nina. So I know a few people were keen to see Nina, and my other character is an old favourite, Hugo.
Oh yes, Hugo indeed. Mr. Adam at Capcom doesn't like your Hugo, Adrian. But...
with good reason.
With good reason, yeah. And Aaron went for his Cammy, and Yuri. So it's interesting. And we're at pit stop 109. What do you guys think of the stages? Are they in keeping with the usual Street Fighter 4 theme? Bright, colourful.
They're a lot more flamboyant than the usual backgrounds. They're not. I don't find them very distracting though. But they are pretty to look at. Yeah,
there's like T-Rexes in the background. Adrian, do you like T-Rexes in the background of your fighting games?
Why the hell not, man? As long as they're not interfering, don't want to turn it into Primal Rage. So
good stuff. And there was a quick bum shot of Cammy there. That's got to be there. So Adrian, you're playing as Nina. Just general thoughts on the character. Is it pretty much the same as Tekken, or is there some sort of tweaks here and there?
In general, she plays very different to Tekken. I think in general, just with the entire game, a lot of the Tekken characters, they lose a lot of the advantages that they had in terms of how they work with spacing. You don't have the 3D planes to work with now. It's more just around what can you do with 2 dimensions really. So lots of target combos for the Tekken characters, which I think you'll see some attempts on a bit later. But yeah, they play differently, and I think that's one of the strengths of the game.
Okay, cool stuff. Aaron, what's your thoughts? Yuri and Cammy. Maybe you played them as them before in Super Street Fighter 4 or Street Fighter 4. Any changes?
Cammy seems pretty close to her Street Fighter 4 iteration. So does Yuri, in fact. I couldn't notice any immediate glaring changes other than some of the links. They feel a bit different. But I think you'll be pretty comfortable if you pick any of these 2 characters.
Right, good stuff. Well, that Adrian nicked the first round with Hugo there. Obviously, you guys were trying to film at the same time, so might not be as at your best here, but Adrian still took out Aaron, which is
I think you're asking me questions at this particular point in time. That's my excuse.
So I was trying to show off that one of the Nina's moves. She's got quite a fancy kicking move, and she's also got quite a nice throw as well, which you can kind of step forwards and go straight into the throw, and then it's got some funny timings as to how you actually link from there, which is just the kind of thing that you don't normally find with Street Fighter characters where you've got multi-hit throws. I think you'll see both of us as well making pretty good use of the tag combos, which is just a straight light, medium, heavy, and then that does a decent combo, launches, and also then just tags out your other character, which quite a useful little piece of tech, but also quite dangerous if you find that you're going to be switching characters every time, because same as with actually different to it than with Marvel vs. Capcom, is if one of your character dies, that's it, it's round over. It's not a case if you have to take both characters out.
Yeah. And Aaron, what's your thoughts on the whole tag system?
I think it's majorly fun. You can use it as a get out of jail free card. You can also use it to some characters can tag out, and then while the initial character is still doing its animation, you can kind of do a cross up with your other character and do some crazy ass combos, which I've seen other people do, which we don't actually execute in this video because we're not awesome enough.
I think a good example of it is the hurricane kicks. I've seen some pretty mighty combos involving, so if you think about how long it takes for between a hurricane kick when you start the execution and when it actually finishes the final hit, if you can get someone else out in the middle of that, you can just tag on loads of extra hits to one single move.
Yeah. Okay. Good stuff. Well, Adrian, you took that match pretty comfortably there, but you picking some of your own choices here now, characters. Adrian, you went for, I'm not sure. Was it Abel? I think you went for Abel. I think.
No, I think I've gone for, yeah, I thought so, Yoshimitsu.
Yoshimitsu.
So,
Okay, cool.
Who's a very strange character to play with, and slightly more comfortable Daoism. I've just found that we're seeing as both of us are still learning the game and we don't have focus attack dash cancels to help us move around. I found Daoism to be quite good at zoning.
Okay, good stuff. And Aaron, you went for 2 Tekken characters. Why?
Indeed.
Why? Why did you do
Because I have no idea what I'm doing with them to a large extent, so I thought it'd be fun just to see what happens.
Okay. And I think in the stuff you guys have played previously, and I'm pretty sure Adrian would agree on this. Julia, it seems like a pretty powerful character in Street Fighter Cross Tekken. Is that right, Adrian?
Yeah, I would say so far she's got a lot of quite confusing bread and butter combos that really seem to just throw people that aren't expecting them. I would imagine that she's going to be quite a popular choice online for the first few weeks and months, just as people really get familiar with her and find out how to use her, or really how to defend against her. But I'm not suggesting for 1 second that she's going to end up overpowered, but it's just something to be wary of on day one.
Good stuff, good stuff. And in terms of Yoshimitsu, again, pretty much the same as Tekken, or is there, you mentioned slight differences maybe? What do you reckon?
Considering.
Go on, Aaron.
Go for it. Sorry.
No, I was just going to say that he's another character where it's all about the spacing for him. He's got so many moves, which in Tekken, he had the big advantage of being able to dive across the screen really quickly, whereas he's just lost all of that.
Okay, Aaron, you were going to say something?
Yeah, he seems to have picked up a magical projectile. He's a poison thing.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what the actual name of it is, but I'm pretty sure you couldn't use it in the same way you could in Tekken. In this, you can use it to juggle and stuff. I've seen people use it in that kind of fashion, and I'm sure people will find new ways to use it.
Okay. Just while we're on the subject of the whole features and everything, the gem system. There's been a lot of talk about that, guys, and you mentioned it in your preview as well. Just general thoughts on it. Aaron, we'll start off with you. What do you reckon? Be honest.
A lot of people have been complaining about it, and in general, it's actually barely noticeable while you're playing. I'm sure as people start to unlock different things and new mechanics and break the game, as you were, more things will probably seem a bit more broken. But at the moment, it seems fine, except for the auto tech and auto block kind of gems. They still seem a bit fishy. I don't know, man. Adrian says there's some penalties using them, but I haven't noticed them yet, so go for it, mate.
No, I'm so if you think about it, there's a few different types of gems. There's attack, defense, speed. The support gems are the craziest ones, really. They're the ones that do have these things like auto attack throws or auto block, and most of those come with some kind of penalty, which is either something like lose 10% of your damage, or lose 3 of your super bars, or something like that. So I would imagine, whilst they do have some pretty crazy crazy effects, I can't see them being too beneficial to someone of an actually decent standard. They really are just there for the beginners who are going to get the most benefit out of them, and the deficits that they'll be facing instead of that will not really make it not so much a scary thing for a competent player to go up against.
Yeah, I think once people get their hands on it, maybe they might feel different. Obviously, people are just going off, it might break the game. But again, I think you guys mentioned in your previews that once the community gets their hands on it, that'll be the acid test almost. But going back to this match, seems that Adrian's hitting it again. Aaron, what happened here?
First of all, I'm not an expert Tekken player, so
excuses.
But I have seen some people make excellent use of Kazuya, in particular with Ken. Apparently, they can do some crazy damaging combos, which look absolutely amazing. He's got some really good juggle combos from what I see. As for Julia, I have no idea what I'm doing for the last spots.
well, that was a nice little combo there to end the match. Well, end the round.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I let him hit me with that. That was. I think one of the other cool things that I'm a big fan of, that I don't know if anyone's noticed, but I've been using with not Yoshimitsu, with Daoism quite a lot, is this idea that there are certain specials which can be charged. So his Yoga Flame and his Yoga Inferno is the vertical one, or Yoga Blast, sorry. Those two moves can be charged up just by holding down the button instead of just releasing straight away. And depending on the length of time you charge it, it gives it a different amount of power. So you can go to the EX version, or you can go just all the way up to the Super version, and it doesn't cost you any meter at all, which is really quite useful. And fair enough, you have to really kind of outsmart or catch people off guard to make use of it. But if you can make use of it, then it's a fantastic way to get back into the game without actually expending any meter.
Good stuff. Well, the video's about to end, but just if you could start your thoughts in a few words so far, what you've had hands-on time. Aaron, Street Fighter Plus Tekken.
I thought it was a fun experience. It seems it's got a bit for everyone. The gems seem to kind of, hopefully they'll level the playing field and not be too imbalanced. I can't wait to see what the community will make of the game like 6 months after the release and see how crazy it gets. And yeah.
Okay, Adrian, if you could quickly sum up your thoughts.
Yeah, I'm also very interested to see what's happening with it. So I think the 4-player aspect's really cool as well. The fact that you can actually have proper tag battles with 4 human players is really interesting, and I think it's going to make it a very interesting game to watch.
Good stuff, good stuff. Alright, well that's the end of the first video. We're looking at Versus. Got a couple of more videos coming up. But thanks for watching this first one, guys. Goodbye.